Iceland. When you hear that name, what comes to mind? Probably endless ice, frozen mountains, a land locked in eternal winter. But that picture, while powerful, is totally misleading. Iceland is actually one of the most volcanically active places on Earth. It's a land of erupting volcanoes, boiling hot springs, fertile green valleys, and powerful geysers shooting water high into the sky. So why on earth is it called Iceland? Who gave it a name that seems so wrong? Was it a mistake? A warning? Or was it something far more strategic? To uncover the true story, we have to travel back more than 1,000 years, deep into the age of Viking exploration. Long before any humans set foot there, Iceland was already a land of extremes. It was forged by fire along the mid-Atlantic ridge, the volatile seam where two massive tectonic plates are slowly pulling apart. For millions of years, relentless lava flows, eruptions, glaciers, and earthquakes shaped the island into the dramatic landscape we see today. Fire created the land. Ice carved it into shape. For most of history, Iceland remained a mystery, completely uninhabited. No cities, no villages, no permanent population at all. Some historical sources suggest that Irish monks might have briefly visited in the 8th century, seeking solitude for prayer and meditation. But they didn't stay. When the Viking Age began, Iceland was still a ghost on the world map. In the 9th century, Norse sailors from Scandinavia were the undisputed masters of the seas. They were explorers, traders, and warriors, always searching for new lands and new opportunities. One of these sailors was a Viking named Nadad. While sailing from Norway to the Faroe Islands, his ship was blown completely off course by vicious winds and storms. By sheer accident, he washed up on the shores of an unfamiliar island. During his short stay, snow began to fall, blanketing everything in white. Seeing the snow-covered land, Nadad called it Snæland, which simply means snowland, but he didn't stay long. He sailed back to Norway and told tales of this distant, icy island in the west. His story sparked a flicker of curiosity among his fellow Vikings. A few years later, another Viking decided to explore this so-called snowland, but this time on purpose. His name was Flóki Vilgerðarson. Unlike Nadad, Flóki came prepared. He brought his family, his livestock, and enough supplies to last. He wasn't just planning to visit. He was planning to settle. Flóki famously used ravens to navigate the vast open ocean. He would release them, and if they flew off and didn't return, he knew they had found land. When one of his ravens flew west and kept going, Flóki followed it, and it led him straight to Iceland. At first, the land seemed promising. The summers were mild, the pastures green. But then winter arrived, and it was a winter unlike any he had ever known. It was harsh, brutal, and completely unforgiving. Ice choked the fjords, cutting them off from the sea. Deep snow covered the valleys, burying the grass his animals needed to survive. Flóki's livestock starved to death. Survival became a desperate daily struggle against the cold. One day, Flóki climbed a mountain and looked down at a fjord below. It was completely filled with drifting icebergs. In that moment of despair and frustration, looking at the frozen landscape that had taken everything from him, he made a declaration that would echo through history. He named the land Iceland. When a defeated Flóki finally returned to Norway, he had nothing good to say. He described Iceland as a brutal, dangerous, and worthless place. His words were a powerful deterrent, and they discouraged many people from even thinking about traveling there, and yet, people still came. This raises a really important question. If Iceland was truly nothing but ice and despair, how did anyone manage to survive there, let alone build a society? The truth is, most of Iceland isn't permanently frozen. During the summer, large parts of the island burst into life with green, fertile landscapes. The volcanic soil is surprisingly good for farming, and those hot springs? They provide natural geothermal heat, even in the dead of winter. So why give it such a harsh, misleading name? Many historians believe the name Iceland wasn't just descriptive, it was strategic. In the Viking Age, naming a new land was a form of propaganda. A scary name could keep your competitors and rivals away. A welcoming name could attract settlers. This theory becomes even more convincing when we look at another famous Viking-named land, Greenland. Greenland was named by Eric the Red, an outlaw who was exiled from Iceland. He needed to attract settlers to his new colony, so he gave it a pleasant, inviting name, even though Greenland was, and still is, far colder, icier, and less hospitable than Iceland. It was a brilliant marketing trick. Iceland was greener than its name suggested. Greenland was icier than its name suggested. Names were powerful tools used to manipulate perception and control who went where. Despite the intimidating name and Flóki's warnings, settlers continued to arrive in Iceland. They were tough, resourceful people. They established farms in the green valleys, built communities, and created a unique and independent society. Then, in the year 930 AD, the Icelanders did something truly remarkable. They created the Althing, one of the oldest parliamentary assemblies in the entire world. In the open air, laws were recited from memory, disputes were settled, and crucial decisions were made collectively. This was the birth of a nation. Icelandic culture became deeply rooted in storytelling. The famous Icelandic sagas preserved the history, the myths, and the values of the Viking Age. These epic tales of heroes, feuds, and voyages were passed down from generation to generation, creating a powerful cultural identity. The land was harsh, yes, but that harshness forged strong, resilient people. Iceland's very identity is defined by this incredible contrast. Fire and ice exist side by side. Massive ancient glaciers sit right next to active fiery volcanoes. Barren lava fields stretch for miles across the land, and then, without warning, a geyser erupts, shooting boiling water into the air. Throughout its history, volcanic eruptions have destroyed farms, caused devastating famines, and even affected the global climate. The eruption of Flóki in 1783 was a catastrophe that killed a quarter of Iceland's population. And yet, these same volcanoes are the source of Iceland's greatest strengths. Its fertile soil and its abundant geothermal energy, which now powers the entire country. This delicate balance of destruction and creation is the very soul of Iceland. The name that once symbolized danger and hardship eventually became a symbol of incredible resilience. In the modern era, Iceland has transformed itself. It became a global leader in renewable energy. Its unique culture gained worldwide recognition through its music, literature, and art, and tourism exploded as people from all over the globe came to witness its surreal natural wonders for themselves. Visitors arrive expecting only ice. They leave amazed by the fire, the life, and the breathtaking beauty. The name Iceland still surprises the world, but now it invites curiosity rather than fear. It's a paradox that makes you want to see it for yourself. So, why is Iceland called Iceland? It's because of one Viking's terrible frozen winter. It's because of fear, strategy, and the raw struggle for survival. And it's because history isn't just shaped by geography, but by the stories we tell and the names we choose. Iceland is so much more than its name. It is living proof that even the harshest, most unforgiving lands can become a home. It is, and always will be, the land of fire and ice. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into the past, make sure to hit that subscribe button for more stories about our incredible world. See you next time.